Okay, welcome back to another review. This is another prop replica that I've got. So this is what I've got today. I know it's not much to look at, but that's a hint to what's inside. That's the box art. And you get the same on the other side. So of course this is a lightsaber from Padawan Outpost. So if I crack open the box, this is what you get inside for this saber. You get a whole bunch of goodies. So I've got a new stand, bags of screws, Allen key, kyber crystal, 2 charging cables, timing shims and blade retention screws. That is your USB sticks. You can change and play around with the SD cards that are inside. It literally runs on a microcomputer. I'm just emptying the box now so I can get to the saber, because they put everything on top of it and then a layer of foam. So it is well protected. So if I just crack the foam away, there is the saber. So this is the DR1 from Padawan Outpost, or the Dark Ray. It is a double-bladed. It is pretty heavy. It weighs the same as the Darth Maul saber I've got, because it is a staff and it does fold. Now it uses neodymium magnets just here to keep itself locked together. But if you give it enough force, it will snap open. But you do need to make sure that it does lock. There we go. So there's your staff. And then you push the button and it will fold again. So you have to make sure that it clicks when you open it. There have been apparent incidents of people not locking it, and when they try and swing it, it will flick up, close, and they've been crushing their hands. That is, all I can say, painful, because there is not enough gap there for you to be able to put your fingers through. But there, you can hold it. So you can still... Anyway, so this has 2 installs, 1 for each half. It is a xenopixel saber. So it's like almost like a Profi now, but it's more customizable. So if I turn it on.
Power on. Mute. Volume high.
So I've turned it up for the video. I don't know if you'd hear it on quiet or not. So I'll ignite it. There we go. I did just bash myself in the leg with it. That hurt. It has got slight spikes here and here from the emitter shroud. I've just literally stabbed myself with it. So try not to stab yourself with this saber if you get one. It does hurt. So you do get about 30 sound fonts, like your typical Xenopixel.
She's gone. But what she stood for, what she fought for, that's not gone. She's gone. But what she stood for, what she fought for, that's not gone.
So you do have to change each half individually, and then you do get new fonts. So I'll do the next one.
300 years ago, I found your empire in the stars and stood against the Emperor himself. I was betrayed, defeated. I paid the price as the Emperor ravaged my mind over centuries. I gave him nothing. I am proof that the dark side can be resisted. 300 years ago, I found your empire in the stars. and
It
stood
can be
against the
quite
Emperor
repetitive.
himself. I was betrayed, defeated, and paid the price as the Emperor ravaged my mind over centuries. I gave him nothing. I am proof that the dark side can be resisted.
So that is your Darth Vader.
Vader can't stop me now. Nothing can. Vader can't stop me now. Nothing can.
So that is your Star Killer sound font. And you do actually get a nice little hidden quote if you know how to activate it. And you do get blast effects. So each saber comes with its own blades. So here's mine. Now these are the biggest that they do. These are 36-inch blades. When they are fitted to this saber as a staff, this thing is 8 foot. So you need to make sure you have plenty of room to use it, or if you're wall mounting it, make sure that your wall is at least 8 foot. Or you can simply fold it and have both blades pointing in the same direction, but be warned, both blades fitted makes it too heavy for this magnet to work, so it will unlatch and swing. As I've learned when trying to hold it with both blades, it just keeps opening. So that is your Luke font. It is a nice green. Now, these do play music, but unfortunately I can't show you as it's going up on YouTube.
Always.
Because then you get hit by copywriting.
The Force will be with you. Always.
Rey Skywalker.
So there are a bunch of Rey fonts on here.
Rey Skywalker.
You get, I think, 2 versions of the Scavenger. You also then get this one and the Dark Ray as well, which I'll get to shortly when I find it. Oops. That is also an issue. It does randomly like to give away like that. Making sure I haven't damaged it. Nope, these things are pretty tough. That is a tough saber. Just loosened a screw, but other than that, no marks. So happy with that. Right, make sure you're holding it like that, because then it won't spring open. Right, next font.
Final steps. Final steps.
I believe this is your Scavenger one. I don't know if you can see it. It does flash green, blue, yellow.
Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker.
So if I just grab a blade. Now I'm not going to screw it in place. I'm just going to put it into contacts, and then you can see how bright it is. So that's on the contact pins, and then so that is very bright. It's a 50-watt blade. So next font.
Codex of Light. Codex of Light.
So this is one of their new ones. It is an unstable white, and it is hard to be next to, this close. So to fit this in place, you do get a bag of retention screws. Now you get a choice. You can either use one bag of screws and have only one screw holding each blade in place, which isn't recommended for dueling but is perfect for display. Oh, right, sorry about that. I just had to disappear because someone came to the door. So I'm back. I can't remember what I was talking about. So I'm just going to continue going through the fonts.
Cyber Terror.
Right, so I think I was going on about them being new fonts. So there's approximately 11 of these that are new. I think there's 8 to 11 of them. There's not many new ones, but some of them are pretty good. This is one of them. And it's very cybernetic.
Dark Ages.
So this is your sword font.
Dark Ages.
So it's medieval war sword. You do just get a really nice little hum. And then you move it, you get sword scrapes. Your blast effect are arrow volleys, or you can have the full volley. So I'll go to the next one.
Hatred.
Hatred, that is your basic Sith font.
Hatred.
It's not one of my favourites, that one.
Blaster Blade.
That is an issue. That keeps doing that. I don't know why, so I've got to go back through that. That is something else I was going to show.
Ghost Blade. Broken Ignition. Stack Ignition.
You can change your ignition styles as well.
Idle.
Right, I've accidentally changed the sound font.
Idle.
Right, let's try it again.
Blaster Blade. Ghost Blade.
Somehow I've gone
Broken Ignition.
past the one I wanted.
Stack Ignition. Photon Ignition. Warp Ignition. Phaser Ignition. Scavenger Ignition. Hunter Ignition. Standard Blade.
There we go. Right. So this is Idle, another sword font. I think it's meant to be like a Japanese samurai type. So we'll go through to the next one.
Serenity. Serenity.
So this might be a good idea now to show you the ignitions.
Blaster Blade.
Can't do anything with that, there's no blade fitted.
The Champion.
Oh, for God's sake.
The Champion.
Alright, so if we can get it to go back.
Serenity.
I've done something to that one, I don't know what, but let's see.
Blaster Blade. Ghost Blade.
Yep, there we go.
Ghost Blade. Broken Ignition. Broken Ignition.
So this is your first ignition style. And then it ignites. They are much better with blades fitted.
The Champion.
That does get annoying after a while. So what you have to do
The champion.
is make sure they're aligned, point it down,
Serenity.
and twist. It will go back.
Stack ignition. Stack ignition. Photon ignition. Warp ignition. Phaser ignition. Scavenger ignition.
So this is your scavenger. This is the new one they've added. And it is basically the ability to give the ray ignition to any sound font, which I really like. So you can create something entirely unique. The next one, I think personally, is the best one on here.
Hunter ignition. Hunter ignition.
So it's a bit odd, but it works as a Sith saber ignition. I like that one.
Standard blade. Standard blade.
And back to the start. So if I continue the fonts.
The champion. The champion. The Dark Lord Revisited. The Dark Lord Revisited.
I believe this is meant to be Emperor Palpatine.
The learner. The learner.
So if you want to get this from the Padawan outpost, be warned, this is one of their most expensive sabers. I was surprised at how much it was, but if you have one of the discount codes, it knocks a considerable chunk off, so it's more affordable.
The second. The second.
So this is your second sister sound font.
The teacher. The teacher.
So this is your Yoda sound font, because he is of course the teacher.
Whispers of power. Whispers of power.
The Whispers of Power. I think that's a temple guard, I'm not sure. I know what's coming next, and I'm dreading it.
I am Sailor Moon!
I don't like this one.
I am Sailor Moon!
Your Sailor Moon sound font.
I'll show you the dark side. I'll show you the dark side.
So this is Kylo Ren.
I'm right.
Here's another Ray font.
Nothing's impossible.
There's another Scavenger font. So this is your dark saber.
There's a cunning warrior. You were the chosen one! And he was a good friend. You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you. There's a cunning warrior. You were the chosen one! And he was a good friend. You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you.
This is your Anakin font. Now this is, of course, Darth Maul. And it is designed to sound like a double-bladed, which is pretty cool. That's Tara Malicos from Jedi Fallen Order.
Did you come back to say you forgive me? Did you come back to say you forgive me?
So that is Ben Solo.
Don't be afraid of who you are.
You will be Empress. We will be one.
So this is the Empress font. This is the one designed for this saber. So that is probably one of the best ones on here, which is probably my favourite of the Ray fonts.
Can't do good.
There are still a few more to go.
It is obvious that this contest cannot be decided by our knowledge of the Force, but by our skills with a lightsaber. So uncivilized. Hello there.
So this is your Obi-Wan font.
Hello there.
So this is called Darkness, and Darkness is a Color M font. And there's not really much difference between the two fonts, but the light setup is slightly different. It's slightly more unstable than the other one.
Your destiny lies with me, Skywalker.
So this is, well, it used to be a Luke font, but they've since changed it and it's become a Darth Vader because they were a bit confused as to why a Luke font had quotes from Vader and not Luke. So it's now a Vader font.
I'll never join you if you only knew the power of the dark side.
So next one.
I'm Cal Kestis.
So this is your Cal Kestis font from Jedi Fallen Order. I probably will darken the blue at some point because I think that's slightly too light. So next one.
The General, to me she is royalty. The General, to me she is royalty.
So that's Leia.
Who else could do what I've
And
done?
back to Revan.
Who else would have the strength to come this far? I am Revan, and I will complete the work I started so long ago. Who else could do what I've done? Who else would have the strength to come this far? I am Revan, and I will complete the work I started so long ago.
Oops. It does have a habit of playing music.
My master.
That's the problem with having it all gesture controlled. So the issue is that to ignite you can twist, but in order to affect the music you also twist. And depending on the angle of your saber, you will have one or the other, or both. And it is really annoying. So to ignite you have to have it pointing up. For music, pointing away from you. And to scroll back through sound fonts, pointing down. Now, if it's not completely level and it's pointing up slightly, it'll get confused as to what one you want, and it will do both. So that is the saber. And to show you the blade plug, this is what I got. So this is your baselit plug, and it just drops in like so. And we'll just fill the gap to protect your electronics. So that is the DR1 from Padawan Outpost. I hope you enjoyed looking at it. This is going to be displayed when I can work out how to put the display stand back together. So for now, I will be signing off, and we'll be back in a couple of days, maybe a week, with my next video, and that'll be showing how to install an upgrade kit on a transformer. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.